Hello, welcome to Rapid Developer Series 2, second video in Rapid Developer English training. So now in this second video, we are going to do hands-on. So previous video we created a project. Now we will go to use case, this use case, and we'll cover all below topics like building, how to build a paging index, and how to add data to your app, how to associate data, how to automate process, data validation, and securing your app. So let's go to the use case first. Our use case is like someone has some Jimmy is learning. Jimmy has some academy or institute. So in that institute, he is giving training for few courses or several courses. So what happened? He has multiple branches in a city. So students used to register when they want to register. So his staff used to maintain the data in Excel. So the issues here is the same student will register for opt for course, different courses in different branches. So they need to track in which branch the student opted for the course and when the course started, when it ended. So these are the things they need to use to maintain using Excel. But the issue here becoming like whenever the students are opted course in different branches, what happens? If it is Excel, so someone can easily modify the data and it is difficult to track. So what happened? The tracking is problem here. First issue. Second is like second issue with this Excel management is we don't know like Jimmy has to maintain the teachers also, like he need to assign the teachers. Okay, this there are different batches for each course. So morning, let's say one course, let's say Mendix is a course that giving providing the training. So it has three batches: 9 to 10, 2 to 3, 6 to 7. So they need to maintain that they need to allocate the teachers to this batch and with different locations. So one teacher may I provide like to teach this course in different locations also. So morning 9 to 7, 9 to 10, he will provide like he will do this session in the branch 1 and evening 6 to 7 again in the location 2. So to manage all these things, we need to create an app for the Jimmy using Mendix. So when you get this kind of requirement or any requirement in Mendix, first you need to study the requirement multiple times and you need to find out what are the roles involved in this. It is the important point basically. So whenever you are creating an application or you are implementing application from scratch, it is important to understand what is the overall functionality and what are the roles involved in that application. So why we need to get the roles? Because each role is going to perform specific functionality in the application. Based on that only we can decide what pages we require or what data we are going to store and what security we need to apply for the pages. So to repeat that, let's say we are creating an e-commerce application. Are we creating it? This example I'm telling. So let's take e-commerce application Amazon. So in Amazon application, if someone accessing, there are users accessing the Amazon application, vendors will access the application, and admin is going to manage the application. So what users will do, they will see list of products available, they will order some product and they will purchase it. So here users will have only read access and they can select the product. They cannot modify the product features and all. Who will provide the product? Who can modify the product features? Admin can modify the product list of features which are visible to the product. Or appearance of the products or structure of the products which can be modified by admin. Admin can decide, okay, your left side logo has to come. And so the content actually basically content can be modified by the admin. So vendor, what vendor will do? Vendor will provide the details of all the products he can supply to the users to admin. They will import the products or they will enter the list manually and then the products will be visible to the end user. What vendor will get whenever someone ordered, vendor has to get the notification. So these are the, so vendor can manage his product details and vendor can manage the orders received. And in case of vendor is completed his contract, now he want to go out. so that vendor has to become inactive, or some user want to reset the password. So this management will be done by the admin people or infra team, support team, basically operators. So operators or admin, what they will do, they can reset the password. They can add a new vendor. Vendor without created his account, he cannot perform, like he cannot add his products to the application. So in order to create the account, he need to register. Once he registered, then he can add his products, or he can add the specific information, the product number of quantities available with him, etc., etc. So like this, why we need to understand the whole process means this is the whole process. If you take e-commerce website, or if you take this current requirement, so someone is having running an institute in multiple locations, and each location there will be multiple students and multiple teachers, and that student will provide the course in multiple batches. Now we need to segregate the application to different low level requirements are into parts. Now in this application there are total 3 roles involved. One is the admin, who is going to manage the data. Basically, let's say he is only going to create the student access, provide the access to student teachers, and he is going to enter the courses available. He's in institute or here institute, so he know what are the courses he can provide, and what are the locations he is going to have his branches. That are, everything will be decided by the administrator. So admin and teachers. So for each course there will be multiple teachers. They will teach the particular course, and then students, so who are going to opt for the course. So these are the different roles that are required. So when it come to build the application, now we know, okay, well, these are the roles and these are the things. So what happened to the Inventix, how we are going to do this. So once you know the requirement, analyze the requirement is done. Now next step is to define the pages, entities and security. So why it is we have to go in this way. So we need to go basically into entities side. Basically in Inventix, first thing is to decide what type of content we are going to store in the application. In this, basically, we are going to store the teacher information, student information, and course information. What else will be there? And again, registration information and training events. Basically, training events nothing but what time and what time. So let's say the course started at course will start from say 1st September to 30th September. This is the duration. These many details we need to store. So that's why first whenever you're creating application metrics, first decide, analyze the application, then decide what kind of content we are going to store, then create the convert the content to be stored into different entities. Then once we have the contents, then we have in content we have two types of content. One is like master data. Master data means which is required to build the application. Basically, it is the default data to the application. Example here, courses or branch locations. These are the required data. So some teacher has to allocate some course means to map some course to some teacher or student. First, we need to have a course data, and the student need to select the branch means first we need to have a branch data. This is the master data. And some other thing is like the data input by the user. The difference is master data means upfront we are going to it is data inputted by the admin. Before starting the application, we are going to import the data into the application. It is ready. So whenever user open the application, you can see that master data in different formats. And whatever the data he is going to input by the user. Example, user want to register. It is the data he is going to give his email, phone number. These are the input data. Once we know the entities, so to store the master data and the input data, it is done. Now we decided the entities. What are the data entities we are going to store master data? What are the entities going to store input data? Let's say in our requirement, student information is going to inputted by the student, or when they register, when some student registered to the institute, they will select the branch, they will select the course, then they will register, click on register to create an account. So that account will be approved by the admin. So this way, our student, what they will do, they will fill a form. These are the basic details of the these are the details of student. Student will hand over a form, they ask us to fill that form. Then operator will create an account for the student. Similar case of teacher also, whenever new teacher join to the institute, they need to submit their details, then operators will create the account for them. This is the input data. In our case, courses, branches, and students information. Courses branches are the default data, like master data kind of thing. Student data, training event data. Training data also can be master data because admin already know when to conduct training, what are the start date and dates for the training. That is automatically provided. So whenever some student logged into the portal, you know, okay, he opted for this course one, and which is going to start from X date to Y date. It will end at Y date. So let's say example, whenever some student one logged into the application, he will see, okay, this is the training event conducted. The training event ends for Mendix. It is conducted from September 1st to September 30. He opted for that. So we know the entities now. In entities again, once you know the entities, the next thing will level with the pages. Pages are like two types of pages we have basically in any application. One is a wow. So maybe we can divide into two pages, two categories. One is like a wow view pages. Other one is a new edit pages. Wow view pages will show the content. Once you select particular record in that overview page, it will go to new edit page. So either you can update the content, or you can view the content, or you can create a new record for that also. Example, you can say in our application, course. Courses, we can see list of courses available. Admin want to add a new course means they can click on new and they can add the course details and they can see. Similarly, when it created on the edit, they can do the edit the course details. Like let's say the course duration initially they gave 1st September to 30 September, but by mistake it has to be a 45-day course, so they need to update the date. So by mistake they entered 30 September, but it has to end at 15th October. So they will update. So that is the new edit page. Audio page again we convert into two categories. One category is to insights. Insights nothing but analytics it will provide using charts or graphical representation. Either we will use graphs or we'll use the charts, or we can have some metrics basically. So in Wow pages we will show metrics as well as list of content. These are the two different categories. Dashboards we have a metrics basically. Example, in 1 month how many students joined in this particular branch. In 1 week, how many times the student accessed the portal, course portal, or how many students attended this course in this particular 1 month, in particular batch, in particular location. So these are the different kind of metrics we can capture using this out of this data. That is, those are the dashboards we are going to create. Second kind of overview pages is like just will show the content. So when you click on metrics, we will go to overview pages. So let's say in particular branch, how many students are present. And you can see a chart kind of thing. Then you select a branch, you will see list of students available for that branch. So basically from analytics page or dashboard is a kind of overview page. From there you will go to list page only. List of records you will see, the end user see. Some cases you can see directly the new edit page. So in the overview page divided into two things, dashboards and list pages. In dashboard we will see the metrics. In list pages we will see the content. List page again we are going to Mendix we are going to use three round of controls. That controls I will explain, but when you come to pages, this is the thing. Now it comes to security. Why we need security for the application? So each application built for specific reason. So the data we are presented to user will be accessed by the user. Like registered user will be specific content they want to see, like his content. So it is a private content to the specific user, which he or she don't want to expose to other people. So that's why security is important for the application. So to maintain the privacy of the data, privacy of the user. Whenever some user logged in, student logged in, he want to see his opted course only. He don't want to see student two courses in his page. So to maintain that, we need security implementation to maintain the privacy kind of thing. In Mendix, we have two kinds of security: app level security and module level security. So by default, app level security will be enabled. And if you come to module level security, Mendix basically divide. Let's say if you take any project, normally if you take Java or .NET, they will create separate projects in order to maintain the transparency. Like in Mendix, we call those separate projects are nothing but modules here. Example, for the each feature we can create one module. Let's say email sending, we can create a module. So all the business logic related entities and all will be created in the email module only. So someone want to know, okay, let's say there is error in the email. Example, they whenever student registered, need to get an act like he need to get an information mail. So you registered on so and so course. Kindly confirm or provide extra details, or they will get a browser. Okay, these are the course content like that attachment they will get, and someone registered. So what happens? These are the module. If you create in Mendix, we create those each feature as a module, and we will maintain the security there. So the security is at the divided into two parts: app level and the module level. But how module level it will be enabled? Like whenever the security at the project level, the app level is to be set to prototype or production, then only we can see select the security at the module level. Otherwise, everybody can see everybody data. By default, the security will be none. So which I'm going to show you in the Studio Pro. Now we created a project. I'm going to show in a bit in a while. Now, how we are going to make the database. So in Mendix again, the database called domain model. Let's go into this implementation directly. Then I explain these concepts. Okay, let me share the screen. Studio Pro. Then we will go with this requirement and we'll start creating the first part like entities. Then we go to create pages. While creating pages, I'll explain everything. So while creating entities, I'm going to explain what is domain model and what are the entities, how many kinds of entities we have, what are the different things we have in entities. Then I will create a page and I will show those things. What else we are going to cover? Like how to write a custom logic in Mendix. Custom logic nothing but now some user want to register. So what end user will see? He will fill some information, click on some button register. What is going to happen when click on register? Some logic will be triggered. Button will trigger some logic. It will pass whatever the end data entered by the user to that logic, that method, backend method. So that will register the user into the database and give the confirmation to user like successfully registered if it is success. Otherwise, some error occurred like that. It will give the message. And we are going to see these things in the upcoming lecture or in a while. Thanks everyone.